everyone, welcome back. My name is Cassandra. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button because on this channel, I try to share new inspiration and DIYs on a budget. So today we are going to do a shoe. Now this is going to be a farmhouse rustic kind of, I don't know, Santa shoe. I chose to do this one instead of your typical Santa boot because I wanted to see how it would turn out, and I actually love it. So it's quite simple. All you're going to need is some foam board or cardboard. Then you're going to need a 2-liter pop bottle, and if you would like to make a matching set, just do it times 2. And then you're going to cut the bottom part of the pop bottle 2 to 3 inches up. You're going to take, of course, the top of the bottle off and then lay it on the foam board, glue it on, and then cut it out. Now I wanted to add a little more height, just like I did with my gnome shoes. So I went ahead and I had some foam on hand. So I went ahead and I just wrapped it around. I'm going to do a part for the top, and I'm also going to do a part for the bottom. Now the bottom part of the shoe in the very front is 2 inches. That's what I cut it to. So the foam that I'm going to use for the front, I'm actually going to cut about 3 inches. I want to, like I said, give it a little bit more height. Now I decided to go ahead and stuff the top just to kind of give it a little bit more of a formed shape. And then once I'm done stuffing it, I went ahead and I'm going to add masking tape. Now you can use any kind of tape or whatever you would like. You don't have to do this. I like the way it kind of makes it shape. And then I also took some of the masking tape and put it from the front to the back just to make sure, even though I glued it down, that it stays in place. Okay, so now for this part, what I'm going to do is I found some fabric that I've had on hand, and I went ahead and I'm going to, since it does have lines in it, I'm going to make sure that the first set of lines line up around the bottom of the sole, and then I'm going to take that piece and glue it down. I like to glue my pieces down before I start cutting. That way I know exactly what I need and I know where to cut. Now with the rest of the fabric that I had left, I went ahead and lined up the front and the back, making sure that they match. And then I went ahead and glued that down as well before cutting the excess off. about the bottom here, you do not have to add ribbon like I did. You could actually just take a paint marker or some kind of marker and go across the bottom part of the sole to make it black. I thought that it would give it a little bit more detail, so I went ahead and just folded some of my wired ribbon and then I glued it across and around the bottom so that it kind of gave a better shape, making sure I got into the sole and then going back around the front. And like I said on my gnome shoes, when I was creating those, I like to try to start from the back. That way, if there's any imperfections, it's in the back. You don't have to see it. So for the top of mine, I went ahead and decided to add some fur. There are other options. You can go to Dollar Tree and they have like this little furry cloth that I guess that you can use. It's a microfiber cloth and you can cut that and fold it, kind of give it a little bit more to it and then glue it on as well. But for mine, I went with the fur at the top, and just make sure that if you are using the faux fur, go ahead and glide your X-Acto knife or whatever it is that you're using across the back, and do not cut all the way through, otherwise you're going to have a choppy look on the fur in the front. So just lightly go through the back, just enough to cut the back material and then pull apart at the same time. Now this part is totally optional. I just love the way that it looked. So I went in with the same ribbon that I used on the bottom part of the sole, and then I just tied a knot there, cut it off, and then added more ribbon and made a little bow. You don't have to do this. You can even go in there with a jute twine if you would prefer that look. I just like the bow on it. go. There's my farmhouse style Santa boot. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. Until next time, bye y'all.